My speech topic today is to persuade you on why vaccinations should be federal mandated and state mandated for persons attending public organizations. First, I'm going to play a almost 2-minute video about vaccinations.
Millions of kids each year get immunized to protect against disease. Diseases like smallpox and polio now affect far fewer people because of widespread vaccination. Vaccines contain inactive viruses or bacteria that stimulate your body's B and T immune cells to produce antibodies, which then fight the disease. When enough people get immunized, vaccines produce herd immunity. When someone is sick, the disease is contained by those who had the vaccine, preventing it from spreading further and getting to those that are most vulnerable. But if only a few people are vaccinated, the disease spreads easily through the population and outbreaks can occur. In 1998, a paper in a major medical journal proposed a link between autism and the vaccination for measles, mumps, and rubella. The popular press and some celebrities fueled anxiety about vaccinations based on this report. Some vaccinations can have side effects like soreness and fever, but autism is a complex neurobehavioral disorder that occurs with a spectrum of symptoms. A rise in prevalence may have more to do with changing diagnostic standards than other factors. In fact, over a dozen studies have failed to find any connection between autism and vaccines. That original paper was retracted amid allegations of fraud and conflicts of interest. Yet the actions of celebrities and the media can have a lasting effect. More than half of Americans still suspect there's a link between vaccines and autism, call it a case of herd mentality. The consequences can be serious. In Ireland, vaccinations dropped about 30%, resulting in 1,500 new cases of measles and mumps, including 3 deaths. And in the US, states with lowered vaccination rates are currently experiencing outbreaks of measles and epidemic levels of whooping cough. So don't be immune to good advice. Better a sore bottom than a deadly bottom line.
As an infant, child, and young adult, my parents always made sure to vaccinate me in order to help my immune system prevent diseases. Not only did my parents have the safety of their child, me, in mind, they also had the safety of others in the community in mind also. In order to keep everyone safe and protect them from an outbreak of diseases, vaccinations need to be mandated federally and state. Vaccinations are important for the safety and health of everyone around you to prevent outbreaks of diseases from spreading. So let's go into a little more detail. In the present day, only individual states have established flu vaccinations as mandatory for persons attending public organizations, but the federal government should also play a role in building up base guidelines of specific vaccinations that each state has to follow before revising their own vaccinations. Without the help from the federal government, states will continue to lessen the importance of mandated flu vaccinations, and zero difference for mandating flu vaccinations through the states will show. In the United States, the federal government should enforce laws that make flu vaccinations mandatory for everyone that wants to attend any type of public organization, including daycares, public schools, universities, colleges. According to the Kansas school immunization requirements for the school year of 18-19, 5 different types of vaccinations legally require in the state of Kansas for different ages and the number of doses. The 5 different types of vaccinations that are required in the state of Kansas include diphtheria, tetanus, measles, mumps, and Hep B and chickenpox. These vaccinations are important and should be along the federal-based guidelines for vaccinations. At least these 5 vaccinations should be required by the federal government, and then the state can go in and revise these vaccinations by either adding more vaccinations or not adding any at all. The state can also revise the regulations by religious exemption. There are times where people bring up religion in order to not vaccinate their kids. They should have to require proof of their religion, because there are only a small number of religions that actually do not believe in vaccinations. Now that I have given you some examples on how vaccinations should be federal and state mandated, here are a few reasons why. Health of other persons in contact. It keeps the safety of other children in public schools, colleges, universities, and daycares. They keep everyone safe. Lastly, look at what will be prevented if vaccinations are federal and state mandated. Mostly everyone, if everyone has been vaccinated, illnesses would not spread and causing less risk of outbreak diseases to occur, such as measles or whooping cough. Other lives won't be in danger for one individual that did not get vaccinated. Hopefully by now you too believe that vaccinations should be federal and state mandated. After reviewing a video that generally informed you more on vaccinations, we discussed how exactly vaccinations could possibly be federal and state mandated. We then went into how, if vaccinations were both federal and state mandated, the health of others involved around individuals are safer. Not only do regulations on vaccinations through the federal and state keep mostly everyone safe, but it also prevents outbreaks of diseases that have occurred in the past from spreading and causing danger to everyone's lives. These were some reasons why vaccinations should be federal and state mandated for all persons attending public organizations, whereas the federal sets base guidelines involving certain vaccinations that need to be done by each individual attending the public organizations, and then the state can be allowed to revise by adding more vaccinations after the base guidelines set by the federal government. If vaccinations are not mandatory, how will you protect your children and other children around your children?